What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you'll see a Patreon account. You click it, you become a member. All you got to do is try to recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. Now, with that being said, we are here today with a little bit of movie news. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge horror fan, and I know a lot of my subscribers are huge horror fans. Shout outs to them. Don't forget to hit the like on this video because it gets the video moving. Now, with that being said, today we got some more news about the upcoming remake of the freaking 1984 classic movie, The Toxic Avenger. Now, everybody already knows that The Toxic Avenger is a straight up cult classic horror comedy film, right? And basically what's happening is this is a contemporary reimagining of the trauma film that came out in that year. So this is going to be directed by Macon Blair, who did a movie by the name of Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. I personally have never heard about this movie, but I've heard that this movie is actually pretty good. It's been well received by a lot of people, but it's probably something I should check out to see the direction that this director might go for this movie, right? So I was going to say film. I mix movie and film together. Anyway, basically what's happening is this. The co-creator Lloyd Kaufman has praised what Blair has done with the characters, promising us that he is an avid fan of the franchise and Troma's wider body of work and will definitely bring that classic Troma feel to his new movie. That said, Kaufman admitted that Blair's script is superior to the original and will work on a whole nother level too. This movie is being produced by Legendary. Yes, you heard me, Legendary. I am so surprised that Legendary Films picked up this movie because to me, it wasn't. I never thought that Legendary will pick up a B or Z grade movie like this ever in my life. So it was really surprising me to find out that Legendary is behind it. And not only that, we have a pretty good cast so far. We have Peter Dinklage, who everybody knows from Game of Thrones. We have Jacob Tremblay, who was in Doctor Sleep, and also he was in the Book of Henry. Then we have Taylor Page, who was in the Ma Rainey movie, and then also she was in White Boy Rick. So not only that, but we have freaking Elijah Wood up in this thing from Lord of the Rings. Now, like I said, looking at that already, I'm just sitting here like, I'm so surprised that these actors are getting involved in this. When I first heard Toxic Avenger was getting remade, I personally thought, you know what's going to happen? They're going to get a bunch of no-name actors to be involved in this movie. That's what I thought. Just like what happens with almost every remake, right? But they actually got some pretty well-known actors to get involved in this movie, and I'm actually really excited. So let's go ahead and check out what they said about Elijah Wood's character in this movie. Elijah Wood has allegedly been cast as the lead villain in The Toxic Avenger. Wood will take on the role as Bob Garbinger, the greedy and corporate boss of Winston, Peter Dinklage, who seeks to become as powerful as a Toxic Avenger. According to the reports, Wood's character seems to be the typical corrupt, egomaniac CEO who steps on others to get ahead and endangers many lives in his unsustainable desire for power. Check out the character's description of Wood's character below. Now, I added that in. We don't need to because we already basically seen it. So, I'm hyped for this. Elijah Wood's being a evil person. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I think Elijah Wood did the remake to Maniac, which to me honestly was pretty good. I still enjoy the original, but I feel like Elijah Wood did a pretty good job. But honestly, dude, this Toxic Avenger movie is looking a little bit better and better with each casting and more information that comes out. And the fact that the co-creator of the character came out and said, you know what? His script is superior in all aspects. Now, another thing that I've been hearing rumblings about is that this movie is like kind of like Deadpool. And I'm not saying like as in like it's going to be just like Deadpool. I'm saying it in like the scope of understanding how it works. Putting the Toxic Avenger, when you watch the original and you see how the cheesy campiness is, putting that in the scope of Deadpool and how those jokes work, this movie is going to work just fine in my opinion, right? But you already know that there's some jokes that were in the original film that are not going to make it onto this film, such as the car scene where they're driving and they're trying to pick out people and you get certain points for certain races or handicaps or kids and things like that. They're going to keep that out of the movie because, you know, we are living in a day and age where you cannot do that, right? I wish, I wish society wasn't insensitive, but whatever, you know? And then, but I will say that jokes such as the freaking radioactive jizz from the first movie, that's probably going to make it into there. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that I feel like are going to make its way into it. Now, I want this film to take itself serious. I don't want it to be super campy and corny and cheesy. Like, I want it to be self-aware, but not to the point where it's being overly cheesy. You get what I'm saying? Because it's saying that it basically embodies the whole spirit of trauma and what trauma entertainment is about. But at the same time, I don't want it to be overly cheesy, you know? And shout outs to the co-creator, because he could have easily went in and stepped on people's toes, but I read another interview where he was talking about how he learned by doing the Toxic Avenger play that sometimes you have to let back and let artists be artists and let them do their thing. Because you're basically going to be like handicapping them or crippling them or basically, you know, suppressing their ideas. And that's not how you get a good body of work. And I agree with him completely. So that's my news. Let me know if you like what I just told you about Toxic Avenger. If you guys are looking forward to it, tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. I hope you guys are having a magnificent day. And adios, and shout out to the Lakers because, you know, they playing today. So I'm about to get to that right now. Adios, homies.